Hey, this is Marvin. I just finished watching the visual Lemonade special, like the HBO special, whatnot. And Beyonce's always constantly, I feel like she's constantly trying to like push herself a little bit more and try something a little bit different and trying to like explore different things with herself, with still being herself, but also just kind of like pushing boundaries a little bit more with herself. Cause I think she kind of realizes that she doesn't really want to get stale. She always wants to kind of push herself a little more and still be true to herself as an artist, but also allow herself to kind of push boundaries. And you should be pushing boundaries. You shouldn't be getting like super comfortable in like your style or your sound. You shouldn't always be. I mean, you always want to do a certain kind of style, but I think you should always be able to when to try new things and go to different places. Like what she did with her last album, the whole visual thing. That was a cool thing, and I actually enjoyed that album a bit. Quite a bit. A lot of songs I liked on it. And the videos were really cool that went with it, and they all just kind of their own distinct feel, which I liked. And I kind of feel like, in comparison, though, that album kind of feels like basically the precursor to this. In a lot of ways, I kind of feel like that album was kind of like just kind of getting her feet wet with this whole doing a video for every song type thing more seriously, which he had done some similar stuff before, but just to really get in depth and just really go give each song the full out music video treatment. That takes work and a lot of money and a lot of time to do, and a lot of coordination has to come together. So that ended up being really great in the way she did. Just kind of like dropped the whole album and dropped 12 videos at the same time. No one has ever done that before, out of freaking nowhere. So that just was a big shock. And then with this one, Lemonade, which it's a different kind of feel because she's trying to describe her journey through the whole infidelity from her husband's side and dealing with that and what all the emotions and things you go through when that happens, just when someone that you love has broken their vow or whatnot, and how rough that is and how tough it is, but at the same time you still love them, you still want them to be a part of your life, but you have to kind of work through that stuff. It isn't like something you get over. And so honestly, I think if I had gone through a similar situation, I would have felt more connected to the songs. I could still kind of put myself in that place, but since I've never actually gone through a situation quite like that, I probably won't be able to really be able to like, ooh, exactly, I relate to that, because I haven't gone through that, and hope I never go through that, But normally, if you've been in a relationship such a long time, especially when you're in a relationship so deeply invested in a relationship and you've been with that relationship for years on end, and you have a child together and you're married and you share so much life together, and all of a sudden the one that have all this trust and loyalty to, you know basically misplaces that trust with you, and I would imagine you just kind of feel kind of like just stunned and blown away and just like, why? And you're frustrated and you're angry and you just feel all these rush of emotions. You constantly go through like this cycle of emotions where you're just like, what happened, and why did it happen? And she kind of told her story, I think, in a very good flowing kind of way. In the songs where she kind of interspersed the visual with the songs. It wasn't quite like it was in the last album, so she obviously did something different. Songs would be played. Some songs would be played in full. Some songs would be played, halfway. As they just made sense within the visual concept of the special. And I actually enjoyed Formation now more than I enjoyed it originally, which I liked it originally, but I like it more now. Now that I've seen the whole album and got the story behind it and everything, and everything just kind of like syncs up better. Lemonade's gonna actually have to take a couple more listens for me to just really be like, oh, I love it. Cause I just listened to the bulk of it today, and I'll probably listen to a couple more times over the weekend. The album's different from the last one. The last one still kind of felt, while the last one was a step forward in a lot of ways, it still was a little bit, it was a big step in a lot of ways, I felt like, especially with songs like Ghost and stuff like that. But it still was kind of like each song was kind of self-contained for the most part, and it's kind of like more not more shoppable, but just like a little bit more accessible maybe. Um, it felt like are more I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. The songs on this album don't feel so like cookie cutter. You know, not saying the songs on the last album were cookie cutter either, but I kind of feel like the songs on the last album kind of followed more of a typical song format. Not that they were typical song formats, but they were closer to it. I felt like, and these songs feel like someone who's actually just kind of like, I'm just gonna do whatever I feel kind of song versus trying to kind of stick to a normal kind of more format, which he was getting away with it from the last album. And with this one, I kind of feel like it's different from that one in a way. It's not trying to be, you know, this song, this song, this song, this song, and they don't really connect with each other, you know. And they're all their own, and you know, this is gonna be a single, and that's 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 that. You know, it feels like these songs are all kind of like, for the most part, except for more Formation, I feel like, and maybe one or two others, they're all just kind of like album songs, if that makes any sense. But it doesn't really feel like there's really a whole bunch of songs in there just were meant to be, ooh, that's gonna be a big massive hit by itself. You know, I kind of feel like the songs are meant to be like heard together, more so than the last album. Last album, some of the songs you guys can listen by themselves and still kind of get the concept. I feel like with this one, you kind of need to listen to all the songs for it to connect. The last album had songs that kind of connected too, but it wasn't as essential as this one is. I feel like this one kind of need to listen to all of them to really get it. Otherwise, you're gonna kind of be like lost. You're gonna like, okay, what's this song really focusing on? You know, also, I kind of feel like this is outright can really kind of take care of itself. It's Formation, and that was the first song that got released from it. And that's a very strong song. It's catchy. It's upbeat. It makes you want to get up and move. And got that little beat that's going for it. Just works really well. And the music video just works well for it as well. Helps push the message further. So, well, besides that song, so I feel like all the other ones, you kind of need to listen to the whole album or listen to them together to really get the full effect of it. And it's just different. It doesn't really feel like it's cookie cutter or trying to follow a specific format. I feel like the song's a little bit more format wise or kind of a little more looser. And there's more freedom for her just kind of like do whatever she just kind of feels at the moment. Not so much, okay, paint by number hits, you know? Which I feel like the last time was a lot of maturity had happened and a lot of kind of like freedom was given. A lot more freedom was kind of given to her to kind of do a bit more, but it was still, some of the songs were still kind of like fitting that, you know, kind of typical song format type stuff, even though she was kind of doing different things. I feel like this album feels more mature than the last one. The last album was a step forward, I felt, again, very strongly. But I feel like this one's a little bit more, okay, I'm not trying to so much make, you know, top 40 stuff so much. I'm just trying to, like, be an actual, I'm trying to get more into my artistry instead of just like, okay, I'm trying to get another hit, even though obviously there's gonna be songs that are gonna be hits off of it. I don't feel like that was like the super bad, like that was like the main message of this album was, I'm gonna have this gonna be hit, and this gonna be hit, and this gonna be hit, and this gonna be hit. It's more like, this is the message I have to bring, this is my story I wanna share, and here it is, type situation in all its, you know, differentness. And so I think she did a good job as an artist. I feel like she's not trying to keep not trying to do the exact same things over and over again, because let's face it, when you do that as an artist, it does get stale after a while, and so you need to do something different without going bizarre, but you want to do something that's going to allow you to stretch a little bit and to enjoy what you do, and then also bring something new to the table. So I'll give Lemonade just from like the visual. Honestly, I would have more fun watching the videos on the last album than on this. This one was like, you know, one. It essentially was just one continuous long video, music video with a whole bunch of other songs in the mix, you know. And it was cool to watch it, but I don't think I'm gonna sit down and want to watch it again and again and again. I thought I might want to watch it maybe once a year or something like that, but there's certain parts that I did like that I kind of would like to, I wouldn't mind seeing again, but as a whole, I wouldn't really want to sit down and watch it again, again, because it's more like it's a journey. And once you're done with that journey, like, okay, cool, the journey's completed. I saw it, great, I can move along. the other album, I felt like I wouldn't mind watching several of those over and over and over and over again. I could probably sit down, do that whole thing, and watch it again because I kind of felt like it just works well. You don't mind sitting down and watching because it keeps your attention the whole time, and there's not like a ton of depth going on. She's obviously getting into more complicated stuff than she does in previous albums, but I kind of feel like it doesn't get as heavy, or super heavy like this one. Kind of gets with the whole depth, and there's some parts where she actually kind of really explicit, about sexual intercourse and stuff, and she actually gets like that on the last album too. But there's some details she puts in this one that she didn't put in the other one, where it's like, oh, okay, she's definitely more free flowing with the F word. I've noticed that she just kind of incorporate that fully into her musical style. It's very much kind of matter of fact and just very much like you got her hair down. This how I am, accept it kind of girl. And at first I'm kind of put off by that a little bit because it seemed a little too real for me. But I think it's better for you to see somebody as they really are versus how they want to be seen or how they want to be pictured or their perfect self. Because no one is perfect, and so it's probably better you actually see them for what they really are and what they really want to be versus like this image has been fabricated so much for such a long time, and she's been out such a long time to where she really shouldn't have to like hide herself. She should be able to feel like she can be herself fully as a person and as an artist, and she shouldn't feel like she should have like a whole bunch of restrictions on her or something like that because she's made more than enough money, done tons of many singles, many songs, many albums, and so she just kind of earned the right to kind of like fully be able to embrace herself and her artistry and whatever she wants to do. She ought to be able to just kind of go with it. And it's cool to kind of see it. It's very motivational to see like an artist like trying to like move forward and opening up themselves a bit. I do feel like some of it was kind of like it was a little bit over dramatic. Like sometimes when she would talk, people like, and when I felt this, it was too much. It's like that. It's like okay. I think you're a little too much into this, but maybe she want that so that way to kind of fully bring out the effect of how she was feeling at that time when certain circumstances were going on and whatnot. And obviously, like I said, it's a telling of her finding out about her husband's infidelity and how it affected her relationship with him and all the many cycles and stuff that happens because all things that just kind of happen as an offset of all that. And it's interesting because most artists don't really, well, especially not her. She never really been the one to really like talk a whole bunch about her relationship. She's been very close-lipped about it for the most part, except probably like the last, few years or whatever. She was kind of way a little more open after she got married officially. Then it was kind of like everything kind of got like really open and or a little bit more open about the stuff. She talked about the miscarriage and all that stuff. And so she knows how to keep it going, and she's a hard worker. She learned from a young age to work really hard, and she keeps it going, and it's very impressive. I kind of wish I had some of that drive that she had, cause like her drive just like it seems almost kind of endless. But yeah, so I enjoyed Lemonade. I think Lemonade's a good, strong effort. I think it's something she'll probably be able to look back on it and be like, okay, I think I did a good job on that. She can be happy with it now and in the future. And I look forward to seeing what she's gonna do in the future. She can't keep doing the exact same thing. So she didn't do the exact same thing with the last album she did here. So I kind of wonder what her music is gonna sound like in the future. Where's she gonna go? Where's she trying to go with herself musically? Does she see something even bigger on the horizon? From what she's already done. So we'll see what she does. But yeah, that's the whole Lemonade thing. I just want to give my rating. I might give the album just from the listen I had. Just for the artisticness of it, just the differentness of it from a lot of stuff that's on the radio now. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's a perfect album, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good album. I think it's gonna bear a couple repeat listens. I think it's artistic and I think it's different from a lot of stuff that's on radio now. So, it's me, Marvin Lee. I'm done.